Welcome to the video, everybody. Today I want to talk about 7 things a man says when he is falling in love. Now, I base this list off of my own experience. Looking back in retrospect, I can think of specific things I said at different stages of the falling in love process. I ordered these by intensity, so they will give off a sense of how deeply in love is this man falling for you. Enjoy the video. Let's get to it. When a man says, "I miss you." Now, if you guys have been without seeing each other for a few days or even a few hours and he says, "I miss you," that means he truly is starting to develop feelings for you, and that your presence makes him feel great. He misses your smell. He misses the sound of your voice. He misses your presence, your aura. He misses the way you look, and everything that you bring is making him feel happier. Number 2, when a man says, "How can I help you?" Now, these may seem like very average words, but actually what it means is that he is stepping into his masculine role as a provider, and he wants to show his value to you. You see, the way men perceive their value, especially in the presence of a woman, is tightly related to how useful she thinks he is. So he wants to prove himself as useful to you, and that's because he likes you. That's because he wants you to like him back. Number 3, when a man says, "I will always be here for you." Now, when he says this, that means he really believes in the long-term value of your bond, and he wants to step into his masculine role as protector. He wants to show that you can be safe and secure in a long-term commitment, and that you guys can be together for a long time. When he says this, it means it's getting serious, and he means business. Number 4, when a man says, "I need your help," this means that he has gotten to a point that he feels so comfortable and safe with you that he can show his vulnerabilities to you. Now, this means a lot for a guy, because the incentive for men is to usually want to look strong and to avoid wanting to look weak. But if he feels like he can trust you to the point of showing his weaknesses and saying, "Please help me out in these," if he feels confident enough to be around you and to not have to always be on his best behavior, he's stepping out of his masculine role and he's opening up to the different edges of himself, the different expressions of himself. This means that he's becoming an integrated being in your presence, and it means that your relationship is reaching a different level of intimacy. It's a powerful sign of love. Number 5, when a man says, "I love us." Now, when a man says this, it means that the relationship has definitely gotten to the next level, because his love now transcends the individual and it's focused towards the union. Meaning he sees such potential and such value in your bond that supersedes his own individual needs, his own individual identity. You see, this is very relevant because the way men see their lives most of the times is from the lens of the I, me. And to be able to include somebody else in that lens is a huge change in a man's perspective. And for some men, it only happens once or twice or 3 times in their lives, not very often. To be able to include somebody else as part of their identity, to become a collective, this is a huge step in the journey of evolution of a man, and this is a sign that he's truly committed to you. I remember the first time I said this in a relationship, and it was a big deal. I never thought I would ever say this. It was my 3rd relationship, and even though I had very intense feelings in my past 2 relationships, in this one, for the first time, I really felt like our union meant something greater than me, than and I felt safe enough to believe in our long-term potential. Number 6, when a man says, "I want to build together," this is a powerful statement, because the way men think of their existence is usually through the hero's journey. They have a path to pursue, they have a mission to accomplish, they have a goal to fulfill, and at the end of that road, there is the gold treasure, there is the reward, there is nirvana. right? This is imbued in the unconscious of a man. Now, when a man says, I want to build together, that means he sees you as an integral part of his future. That means he cannot see a future without you. And the value of your presence and your bond is so much that he can only benefit by spending eternity with you. Last but not least, number 7, when a man says, I want to see you shine. Now this means his love for you has reached such a point that it has become altruistic. It has become selfless. It has gone beyond the I. He is willing to go through sacrifices in order to see you grow and see you shine. This is super special, and it can only happen if there is so much trust between the partners. To be in a situation where, yes, you may lose control or grip over your partner, or even the attention you need from your partner, but you know that this will help your partner become a higher human being, a more enlightened and a more fulfilled and strong, empowered human being. This is the manifestation of pure love. It's what we see so much in how parents relate to their children, willing to give the most in order to see them shine. It is extremely beautiful, and I hope that all of you get to experience that at one point. To recap, I miss you, meaning he can't wait to see you, probably happening at the early stages of the relationship. Number 2, how can I help you, meaning he wants to provide for you. Number 3, I will always be here for you, meaning he wants to protect you. Number 4, can you help me, meaning he's feeling vulnerable. He's stepping down out of his hero position and he's coming to your level, asking for support. Number 5, I love us. He's starting to create an identity around your bond, an identity that supersedes the individual. And finally, number 7, I want to see you shine, which means he's ready to do what it takes and to give it all to make you a fulfilled human being. So that's a summary of the 7 things a man says when he's falling in love with you. I hope you like this list of things, but most importantly, I want you to remember that it's not so much about what he says and is more about what he means. So many times we get lost in translation, and you have to understand different people from different cultures at different stages of life with different life experiences mean different things when they say the same words. For example, I love you is a very commonly used sentence in the United States, but in the UK, not so much. For example, in Latin American countries, people will use the term my love, mi amor, very colloquially. Like in a restaurant, a waitress will address her customers by calling them mi amor without any sexual innuendos or any romantic innuendos. While in Portugal, where I come from partly, you will have the word I love you, eu te amo, mean very strictly that I love you in a romantic way and I want to marry you, or I see our long-term value. So try not to focus too much on the words and try to focus on what the person means. Communication is really about wanting to understand each other. It's not that complicated. If you want to learn more about how to communicate better in a romantic setting, you know, how to have better chemistry, if you want to learn about games that can improve your mutual understanding, or even questions to help you become more intimate, check out in the description these free resources I got for you on how to improve communication. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.